Hello guys, it's Ethan from GHQ here. As you can see, we have an Angel deck profile. This is G Angel Feather, so I'm not running the Phoenix because Phoenix bad, 10k vanilla, 10k base bad if you have to ride it, so I'm not running that. So first we have our starter, Hope Child Toriel. This is because it's not GB1, it's from hand, so you're not getting top of deck random milling, which is always bad sometimes. It's a 1-for-1-ish, I don't really know the numbers on this, but it's very good for early game. If you get Perfect Guard or the grade 3 that you need into the damage zone, use this early game, Counterblast, put this into Soul, put a card from your hand that you don't need, either a 10k or of grade 3 or the wrong grade 3 that isn't Gabriel, put that into the damage zone, get your card that you counterblasted back, add it to your hand, so you basically get this card's effect for free, because it doesn't say face up card either, so that makes this card even better. And then we go on to triggers. 4 stand trigger, Dr. Roy Ref for us, which really should be once per turn, because this is silly. Like, Counterblast 1, put this card on top of the deck, choose 2 cards from your damage zone, put them into your deck, shuffle, then the top 2 cards of your deck go into the damage zone, face up, and then you draw 1. If you draw this again, you can activate it again. It's only Counterblast to stop it from stopping you from activating it if you've got no Counterblast left, but the Counterblast cost is literally unnecessary. In my build, I don't have any Counterblast whatsoever, apart from, well, I do have Counterblast, but it's pretty much always unflipped. I actually want to run the old Perfect Guards because I don't need the unflipped Perfect Guard. So yeah, that card's pretty stupid.
Push Rodo to that to once per turn.
No, let's not. Then,
yes,
then I have to run draws now. 4 critical hit Angel because Margot Clone good. Hardly ever use the effect of Margot Clone, but it's always there just in case. 4 more random crit triggers that I like the art of. And we go for the best heal in Angel Feathers because we're good. Sunny Smile Angel. Bounce it back to the deck after battle. It's like a 6k booster if you boost it with something and then you bounce back to the deck. Grade 1s, we have 2 Battle Keep Your No Seal because No Seal too good early game. If you got the grade 1 or perfect, if you got Perfect Guard or anything that you need in the damage zone, guard with this early game, get back what you need by just putting a card from your hand into damage zone and getting out what you need. This can be used if your opponent's got, if you don't have Perfect Guard in hand and there's one in damage zone, your opponent attacks your Vanguard for 12k, guard with this, put something into your damage zone, get your Perfect Guard into your hand, so then you can Perfect Guard the Vanguard for the attack, which is always very good, get Perfect Guards in hand. And if you can have Perfect Guards, PGGs, because Counter Charge, which isn't necessary in the deck, but it's the only ones I had at the time. I want the old ones so I can stop silly Dimension Police from swinging Rearguard with their Stride and then getting +8 cards, because they're silly. Black Corner Gear for the grade 1 Stride, because grade 1 Stride is good and searching out for No Seals for Gabriel's good. Then we have 4 of the Pegasus, because this thing is silly columns like all the Pegasi in the deck. Like, especially we don't realise how stupid the columns the new Angel Feathers can get, especially with the new rare Stride that isn't on hit, which really should be, and it's very silly. Next one, No Seal, because I only have 1, but No Seal good when it's placed on rear guard. Put a card from your hand into damage zone, choose a card from your damage zone, put it into your hand. This can be face down cards, that makes it good for counter charging again. Basically you counter charge free when she's placed in damage zone and rear guard. Then we've run 2 Dreamlike Unicorns. It has resist, so if you want like 5, what you do is you stride into the healer and use Gabriel skill to call out Dreamlike Unicorn, Counterblast to heal 1 instantly, and then use this card's axe skill to heal the card you counterblasted, so that's instant 2 heal. And if it's on the resist on rear guard at the back of your Vanguard, it's most likely not going to be taken out, so you don't need to do the instant top 2, put 1 into damage zone afterwards. So that's why I only run 2 because I'm not going to always call it, but it's there in case I need it. It's always in the damage zone as often as I can get it, just in case I do need that extra heal desperately. Then we run 4 the grade 2 version of the No Seal of the Pegasus, Million Red Pegasus. Again, does very silly columns and is very silly, but not as silly as Nurse of Broken Heart, which having 2 of these on each rear guard in the front row is very silly. If you're on 5 damage and you've got the red Stride and your Vanguard gains 20k. For 2 Soul Blasts, technically. And if you've got stand triggers, your Vanguard gains 8k. And if you've got another stand trigger, it gains 8k. If you've got another one, it gains another 8k. Gabriel's skill gains 2k. What the fuck is this card? Yes, it's GB1. But what the fuck is this card? Why is it a thing? Why don't people see how good this deck is? Grade 3s. Since we're not running the awful Phoenix, which is 10k base, we're running a grade 3, which is GB1, Counterblast 1, when this unit attack hits. Pay the cost if you do. You may pay the cost if you do. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck for a card among them. Put it into damage zone and then choose a face-up card. and then put the rest on the bottom of your deck, and then choose a face-up card from your damage zone, put it into your rear guard. So it's basically Gabriel's stride skill, but it has to hit, and it's and it doesn't gain 2k. But it's better than riding a 10k vanilla that doesn't really do much unless you have a card in damage zone, but it only gains 2k, so it's better than 10k base, basically. And it's actually pretty decent on the rear guard, sometimes, for that on-hit pressure. Next, for Gabriel, because Gabriel and stride deck, you obviously want to run the main stride. GB2, when a card is put into your damage zone, until end of turn, this unit gets all of your continuous Vanguard, all of your front row units gain 2k. So on your opponent's turn, if you have this formation, and you're most likely going to heal, so you're going to be on 2 or 3 damage, you take one of the attacks, so your damage goes to there, so that gains 2, 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 that gains 2. So your Vanguards gain 6k from 1 damage, and that's not even including triggers. If you get 1 trigger, put it to your Vanguard's 21. Not many things is going to be hitting that, and then you can just guard with a 10k for 1 to pass for a stride, or 2 10ks for 3 to pass. Makes it very good defensively and also aggressively. You don't really use the GB2 aggressive much, but it's mainly for defensive purposes, but that's why I see people run Blizzard, but I'm not, because I don't like Blizzard. The extra Cannon Blast isn't really that good. Next, I have Holy Seraph Raziel, the really broken, stupid, silly thing. It's great for stride, obviously. Soul Blast 2, when it's placed on Vanguard, pay the cost. You may pay the cost if you do. Return all cards from your damage zone to your deck. Shuffle your deck for each card returned. With this effect, put the top card of your deck into your damage zone face up. So if you're on 5 and you need to countercharge all your damage, use the stride into this. Soul Blast 2, put all 5 cards of your damage into your deck. Shuffle your deck. Your top 5 cards of your deck go to the damage face up. So it's basically countercharge 5. And again, like I said, if you've got 2 of these in the front row and use its skill to Soul Blast 2, Vanguard gains 20k and these 2 gain 10k. So that's a 19, that's a 19, and this is a 46 on its own. Just for Soul Blasting 2 and you're on 5. It's very silly. Sometimes I've gone into this just to finish the game instead of healing, which I never thought I'd do. But it's very silly. And then we have 2 of the on-hit stride from Fighter's Collection, Holy Seraph Uriel. Basically, if it hits, you check the top 2, 3. You may look at the top 3 cards of your deck, and search for up to 1 among them, and put them into damage zone face up, and the rest go to deck, and you shuffle, and then you call a grade 2 or less from the damage zone to the rear guard, and it gains 2k. And it has to be a face up card. It's a decent card to first stride into. Like, if your opponent hasn't rushed you got to a 5 and you don't have your Nurse of Broken Hearts, just go into this first instead of Raziel. And it's decent because most likely your opponent isn't going to let it hit because on hit pressure, but if it does hit, it's always good to get an extra column out of it and attack a rear guard if they've guarded the first attack. And then for stride, for Raziel, because instant heal for just an unflip. Like, why wouldn't you want to do that? Obviously, if you're on 5, it can get you to 4, and then if you call out Dream Unicorn, you can go up to 3. That against any deck is very good. Like, I've even seen, what's that deck called? The Revenge of Legion deck lose to this because they just couldn't keep up with the healing.
Yeah.
And we run 4, so we can do it twice. So they can go straight into our second stride, into this, heal, and then we can go into our first stride, heal if we need to, or we can leave these for late game and heal if we're on 5. Tuesday, we did the Vanguard tournament at Team GHQ. Out of 3 rounds, I went 3-0, and only 1 opponent got me to 5 damage. The other 2, I was stuck on 3. And I kept healing to 2, and then they only got me 1 more damage, because this deck is very silly, and people are very underestimating it. It's so good that if I knew my opponents weren't staying on grade 2, I'd be tempted to take it to Nationals. That's how good it is. The silly columns they can make, like, you can get 60k columns out of this on both rear guards, and then like a 80k Vanguard column. It's very, very silly.
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if I seen this in team leagues.
Yeah, it's a very good deck. I don't see why people have
Possibly Nats. You never know.
Yeah. I'd take it to Nats. If people decide not to stay on grade 2 anymore, like they are doing at the moment, I would easily take it to Nats. But yeah, that's it. This has been my deck profile for Angel Feathers. If you like, make sure to like, favorite, subscribe, and obviously like the Facebook group, like the Team GHQ group, like everything, all the other groups that we've got. And as always, happy gaming.